Right, so this is the smart key CF9200. That's available from AliExpress for about 30 quid, £35, something like that. Power side on the power kit button on the side to enable the screen if you want to use screen lock, unlock the car. Scroll across with the boot unlock, and that one there is a spare functional key switch, which on the Aston you haven't got many options, but I've used it for the lights. So basically it replicates these 4 buttons, and I've ignored the alarm button. I'm not sure if any other, I guess you can use all sorts of keys as long as they fit inside here. The board will fit inside here. So basically this, you take this to pieces, undo the 2 screws, take the board out, and you're just left with a little board. Take the battery off of it, and that goes inside this, and this just pushes the buttons on that board for you. So there's no programming or anything like that to do. It's all very, very straightforward. All you've got to do is solder the terminals, the wires rather, that comes with this onto the buttons. That you, instead of pressing these, this is going to do it for you. So so you take this to pieces. Nothing much to that. And then inside here is your board, is your original board from that. So there's 5 buttons. I'm only using 4 of them. There's 5 cables, 5 pairs of twin cables in the loom that comes with it. One's power, so it's on the other side of the board. Red to the obviously plus side of your battery, which is this small one here. Black to this bigger one, so just solder onto the bigger one. Red and black. That's the power to this board, so the same as having a battery in there. Then you've got these 4 buttons are all I've used. So lock is that one, unlock is that one, and these cables are coloured. There's a black wire in each pair, and the black wire is the common for each switch, and then the blue, white, grey, red, not red, a bit colourblind. Anyway, the 4 colours, and it tells you in the instructions as to which cable does what, so which pair does what. So it's very easy, and you just solder them onto these switches. So the commons are, as you're looking at this board, which is upside down, the top one on that one is the common, top one on that one is common, top one on that one's a common, left hand side on that one's common, and I hadn't used this one. So those 4 switches, the black ones, so top, 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 left, are the commons, so they're all good to the black wires. They're the commons on all the switches, and then the other cables, the other 4 cables, just go to the other side of each switch. So that's got a grey one on it, so that one be unlock. So the switch just got 2 little soldered terminals on either side where it's held onto the board. So you just solder to one side of the switch and solder to the other side of the switch. There's nothing to it, as long as you've got a steady hand and a reasonably good soldering iron. Anything sort of a reasonable point on it, and some very thin solder. What gauge is that? 0.71mm, but you know, anyone who can solder reasonably well can do this. So and then if you don't like it, just unsolder them, cut them off, whatever, and put it back in the original holder if you don't particularly like it. I mean, not a lot lost for 30 odd quid. So that sits back in there. Little foamy thing to hold it all in place. It's pretty shit, to be honest with you. And then you put the cover back on once you've got it all a little bit better than that. But I've had this apart quite a bit to show people, and I've had no issues with it. There's two covers for the back. One's bigger, the one's smaller. I use the smaller one. They're big enough as it is. Just make sure you don't get any cables trapped in it, but that's it. All there is to it. So there's lock, unlock, boot, and power for the key for the screen. There's also an app you can get in order to change the little badge on your welcome screen. I'll put that as a link. I'll put that on my website. In order to that's an Android app for an Android phone. You can change it to whatever you want. There's a pixel size. I think it's 94 by 90 pixels. I forget now. But yeah, but the only sort of idiosyncrasy, in order to get it to communicate with your phone, you have to have the smart lock enabled. This has to be on. So smart lock, they call comfort lock or something or other. That has to be enabled. I just enabled everything. Smart window. I mean, this is if you had windows that go up and down when you lock and unlock the doors, which we don't have. And then you go on settings, version, hold the date button, and then you get these options. You turn the BLE OTA Bluetooth on. Now that'll connect to your phone via Bluetooth, so you then use the app, which you can download, and you can just upload a video, an image into the key fob, and it don't last very long, the screen, and then you can upload an image into a service. Very easy, just follow the instructions. As long as it finds your key fob, then you're okay. I had a hell of a job to load it originally, because I hadn't turned comfort mode on. And like I say, comfort mode is that smart mode, I think. I turned everything on and that, then it all came to life, and it found my phone quite easily. So my phone found this quite easily. So so yeah, so there's not much to it. Like I say, you go into settings, version, hold date, and then you get these options up. Turn Bluetooth OTA, BLE OTA on, and you can then turn it off after you're finished. And then there's smart trunk hair. So this is how long you have to. This is the sort of length of signal needed to open your boot. I've set it to this 2 seconds. That means I have to press it twice effectively in order to make it unlock, which is what I wanted. I think you can probably make it so you just press it once and that'll hold the button down for 2 or 3 seconds for you. But I didn't want to accidentally open the boot. So and you got time. You can set your time obviously in here, and rah. There's a lot to it, to be fair. What else is there on it? Not a lot. Settings. What's that one? Smart window, like I say. Smart lock. Yeah. I think you can. There are other options for these as well. There are better looking key fobs as well. I weren't brave enough to order. There's some really nice looking key fobs, better looking than this, but I weren't sure if the Aston board would fit inside it. So well worth a play around if you're brave enough to order 2 or 3. You might find a much better smart fob than this. But anyhow, this is the CF9200, I think. And I think that's what other people use and sort of charge 100 to 300 quid for. So I thought I'd just go with this one. Anyhow, I think that's about it. Like I say, I'll put a link up to the download for the app in order to put this image or an image onto the fob, and that's about it.